You know, guys, had it not been for Call of Duty and Activision just totally, completely ignoring the fact that there's an issue with Cold War, where it is completely unsafe for you to play that game because you can get your information, your IP, all of that stuff leaked. Had it not been for Activision just ignoring that situation, I probably wouldn't have even made a video about it a few days ago. And instead, what I was actually planning for my last video was to talk about the whole TIMTHETATMAN and NickMercs bundle and why exactly you should not buy those things. And this isn't anything new to my channel. I have done this multiple times across every single Call of Duty title back in 2019 about certain bundles that are just a complete waste of money and why purchasing bundles in general are terrible for Call of Duty as a franchise and how it's actually not beneficial whatsoever to the community, to the multiplayer community specifically. And since these bundles have already come out, there's not much I can say that's gonna change people's mind if they already purchased it. But the reason I'm making today's video is because there were so many people that I guess gave NickMercs and TIMTHETATMAN backlash for allowing themselves to be used as an operator in a game that they don't even play or like. And as it turns out, NickMercs has actually responded to this backlash. And before I get into that, I just want to make a quick disclaimer that I am fairly certain that NickMercs fans are bound to find this video and they're bound to not like what I say. Let me just tell you guys, I don't think NickMercs is what I call on this channel a gooch licker. I have no beef with the guy. I've never talked to him, never interacted with him. I don't even watch his content. The things I have to say in this video shouldn't be taken as very personal, but let me just tell you guys right now, because I'm certain this is gonna happen. It happens every time I talk about bundles. If you hop in my comments section and you're a NickMercs gooch licker, if you take your shot, you better hit me in the fucking head, because I am one of those people that does clap back, and trust me, when I clap back, I say some pretty fucked up shit. So if you take your shot, you better hope it's a fucking headshot, because the scat master here on the channel, I don't really back down from stupid comments, and I think everybody that's familiar with me can attest to that, so I'm just putting that out there right now. Now, I don't think NickMercs is a gooch licker just for having himself as an operator in the game. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, especially if your whole motive for it is to simply get money. I completely understand chasing the bag, it's very understandable. But I will say NickMercs' response to this kind of puts him towards the realm of being a gooch licker, because he's essentially just calling people haters if they don't like this. And personally, I'm not gonna lie, I think NickMercs is tripping horse titties, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me put this up on the screen right now. This comes out from Charlie Intel. He says, NickMercs has responded to some of the backlash over him getting an operator in Call of Duty. In quotes, "If this thing came out 2 years ago, everybody would have been so happy about it. But now, given the facts and given the current landscape of the game, there's a lot of people that are very upset with Call of Duty. Tim and I are the first, and it's good for us, but it's also good for the creator community as well. This is the first step in a positive direction, and if people can't see it that way, then they are just hating." And you know, when I first read this, my initial reaction was, alright, NickMercs, tripping camel titties, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I need to read this article because there's bound to be some more context, some things that are going to make me believe otherwise, because the way I see it right now, this response doesn't actually correlate to some of the feedback and criticism that people like myself have had about something like this. So I go through the article and it says, NickMercs believes that community members have unfairly deflected their anger from COD to him and Tim. In quotes, because they are so upset with COD, we are getting a lot of shit. A lot of people are not happy that we are getting skins. Then it says, NickMercs shot down the claim that Activision used this as a ploy to save the game or put more money in their pockets. The leader of the MFAM army admitted that it is good to have creators like him and Tim incentivized to play with their own operators, but it won't change the state of the game. And in quotes, a lot of these smaller content creators and people got it backwards. This is a very good thing for creators, and it shows that Call of Duty is going to start doing more of this stuff. NickMercs clapped back at those for not seeing the bigger picture from this opportunity for content creators. Now, let me just start with this. As somebody who would be regarded as a smaller content creator, or if you're comparing me to NickMercs, this is a very minuscule channel compared to his. Nonetheless, content creator, right? I'm not too sure where this whole narrative came from that people are upset about this entire thing because bigger content creators are getting operators. That's not the case whatsoever. Like, in fact, that almost has nothing to do with this at all. I will say though, when it says that NickMercs shot down the claim that Activision used this as a ploy to get more money in their pockets and save the game, quote unquote, I firmly believe that to be true, and I can almost guarantee you that no matter what NickMercs says, I think he actually sees that as well, and I think he's capping about this. Now, personally, I never thought in a million goddamn years that a NickMercs and TIMTHETATMAN bundle would ever save the game, or that would even be Activision's whole incentive for making these as operators in the game. I mean, to be completely fucking honest, I don't think Jesus Christ could come back and save Call of Duty the way it is right now. And this is the whole point that I have, is when it comes to money, we know for a fact, and this is what angers a lot of us actually, is that Activision sees Call of Duty more as a business than as an actual AAA titled game or franchise that has a community that actually loves the games and has a fan base that is dedicated to playing the games even when the games aren't doing too hot. We have a lot of feedback, we give a lot of criticism, yes, we talk a lot of shit sometimes, but it's for the betterment of the game. And this is our whole problem, is that instead of actually responding to the feedback, no matter if it's respectful or disrespectful, I have seen Activision and Infinity Ward and some of these developers completely ignore feedback, completely ignore issues with the game. Let's talk about Cold War right now. Activision still has yet to put out any sort of acknowledgement that it is completely unsafe to play Cold War. That is an issue that goes further than just, oh, I don't like this weapon, I'm getting pissed off in Warzone, let me start talking shit online. You see, there's levels to the criticism that we give out, okay? And a lot of it, whether you agree or not, is actually because at its core, there are significant problems in Call of Duty that desperately need to be fixed. Otherwise, you'll start seeing some more of these titles like Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 launch extremely hot and then completely flop, drop off later. And what's crazy to me is that NickMercs himself has actually talked about Warzone 2 and the state of the game and how he doesn't fucking like it and how he's gonna go play Apex or some shit. And now if you have any problem with that, you're just hating. And I understand some of it. Look, as a content creator, people get the picture mixed up all the goddamn time. But NickMercs knows good and well that this was a business move, and even if it's good for content creators, that is not what Call of Duty needs. Guys, if I were a content creator with 1 million subscribers and I hardly had anything bad to say about Call of Duty, but deep down inside, like majority of these content creators, I was thinking to myself, holy shit, this game fucking blows, I wish they would respond to the community. And they offer me a skin, you know, shamelessly, kinda like NickMercs, I might just take the fucking bag. But you know what I'm not gonna go out and say afterwards, is that if people are upset about this move, I'm not just gonna call them haters. Because I understand good and well what the actual issue is. It's not about the operator, it's not about who NickMercs is, it's about Activision's tactics behind the scenes. Giving money out to a content creator that, I don't know if they even knew that NickMercs doesn't like Warzone, but giving him money, seeing it as a business move because there's tons and tons of fans of NickMercs and TIMTHETATMAN. I saw TIMTHETATMAN's little short clip of people landing in Warzone with nothing but TIMTHETATMAN skins, and granted it was kind of funny, but there's been a fuck ton of money to be made for Activision, and granted these content creators, I hope they get compensated for it as well, but holy shit, stop thinking about the dollar sign and think about the fucking community, think about the game, think about the health of the game, the state of the game. You see, when NickMercs talks about a step in a positive direction for content creators, yes, obviously, for other content creators out there that want a skin in the game, of course, it's a positive step in the right direction for them when they're thinking about money, but how do you not see the issue with people being upset with that? I simply don't understand how this could come off as hating NickMercs or hating on the business move, because none of us actually give a flying fuck about that, okay? The way I see it, if somebody's rocking a NickMercs or TIMTHETATMAN skin in the game and they fail to kill me in the game, I'm shooting their body. That's what I do. And that's as much as the skin will actually annoy me itself. It's not about the skin. It's about how Activision fails and refuses to respond to feedback, to respond to criticism, to respond to the actual state of the game, and responding to the community and how much they ignore the community. We've seen them do some extremely shady shit, guys. They took down SM2, they took down XLABS, Plutonium is likely to be next. Their older games are hacked to shit. They're still charging full price for those games. They have yet to address the whole issue with Cold War. They're putting out bundles for $30, battle passes for $30. $30. Yes, when it comes to business, good job Activision, good job NickMercs and TIMTHETATMAN, get the fucking money. To the people who are having problems in the game and not having any of their issues addressed by Activision or the developers, we're annoyed by these constant moves to get bundles in the game. We're annoyed that there's more bundles, more operators, and more different skins than there are fucking maps in the game. I'm no businessman, I'm not somebody who's into marketing or any of this shit. You know what would have hyped me up for a skin? If you put the NickMercs operator on a brand new map, or on Terminal for example, if you put a remastered map in the background with NickMercs or TIMTHETATMAN running around, maybe you would have garnered a little bit more hype. Maybe more people would be happy about this because holy shit, there's a new operator, it's cool because it's NickMercs, but look at the bigger picture, right? We're looking at the bigger picture, it's fucking Terminal in the background. That would have gotten a lot more people to shut up about the backlash about, oh, you know, NickMercs and he's getting money and all this shit. No, you know what really would have shut us up is if Activision and Call of Duty, Infinity Ward, and this game just gave us more content, more actual content. I'm not talking about bundles. We have seen enough bundles. Give us the remastered maps that are supposed to come with a game titled Modern Warfare 2. And to chalk all of these issues up to just saying, oh, if you don't like it, you're just hating. That's some actual gooch licking shit, okay? I'm not gonna lie. NickMercs, you're a cool guy, bro. Your neck, it looks like my fucking chest. I've said it before. Your neck has the diameter of a fucking building, okay? But just because I don't support the fact that you have an operator in the game has nothing to do with you as a character. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're getting money. It has all to do with Activision. And as somebody who has spoken out against Activision yourself, I'm surprised that this is the route you take with a response. Pretty sure he even admits that people are not happy with the state of the game. I mean, it's right there. You literally gave yourself the answer. It's not about you. It's not about the money. It's hardly even about the bundle. It's about the state of the game. We don't need any more bundles in general. It's about the fact that there's bundles coming to the game when there's blatant issues with the game. And I'm not even talking about gameplay things, guys. Like I've said before, there are bigger interior issues with this game, with the model of the game. The fact that this is no longer a 2-year COD and now Sledgehammer is forced to put out Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 because of the failures of this game. And instead of working on these failures, we're just spouting out more bundles. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with NickMercs' response on this entire situation? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles. It's been a very long time since the weekend. It's been a very long